So how do you set up the structure of a speaking business?
You see, the first thing is, it's a business. It has to be registered.
Oh,
Yes, if you yeah, you need to register this speaking business.
Okay.
Because if organizations are going to be dealing with you, if you have the substance,
yeah,
if you have the value that you have to deliver,
yeah.
the organization is going to be relating with you based on the corporate face that you present to them.
Absolutely.
All right. So you need to register the business first
Okay.
of all. Register the business and create a brand around the business.
Oh, we have to create brand again.
Yes, create the
Not
brand
just
around.
to talk and teach.
It's the image, it's the perception.
Wow.
The perception matters. You see, the perception is first going to draw people towards you. Then when they come towards you, they hear the content of your delivery.
Brand the business.
You brand the business. You brand the business.
The way we brand our product business
Exactly. Because your speaking is a product.
is a product.
It has value. Okay? Although most of the time is attached to you. So along with organizational branding, your corporate branding, you need to brand yourself as well as a speaker.
So because you're the face of the business.
Because you're the face of
You
the
are
business.
the product,
Yes,
actually.
yes.
So that means branding a corporate organization must be a tandem with branding the you.
Yes, the you.
You know, personal branding,
Exactly.
corporate branding. They must work like
Manage-
Siamese twins.
Exactly. Exactly.
As opposed to other forms of products or services where your personal brand may vary.
Yeah, because you have other people doing other things for you.
in the same organization.
same-
But
yeah.
here, everybody is working around you as the product.
Exactly.
You have your team members, but they're all
Yes.
working around you. So now you've set it up. What are the checklists that I will have to tick if I'm setting up a speaking business?
Now, you have, of course, you should have an office. You should have an office. But
And if you don't have one, you
Yeah.
can operate from a virtual office.
yes, you can operate from a virtual office. It could even be in your home. But your virtual office too has to be set up properly, including your email,
Yeah.
including your website, and your social media handles.
Okay.
These are the places where people are going to engage you first.
True.
All right.
True.
Now, in setting up those things, you're going to put props. It's just like your real office. You're going to put props in those places for people to come in, see, and then get attracted to it. So your props could be the images of you, samples of the work that you have done. And that's where starting small comes into play. You don't wait until you have all the certification in the world before you start saying something. Even if no one is buying it at the moment, but you know you have the content, continue to deliver the content, put the content out there, let people begin to relate with it. You see, I think the mistake that a lot of people make is they think the day they start speaking, they start making money. No, it doesn't happen that way.
It will rarely happen that way.
You know,
You're going to have to do a lot of pro bono.
Oh, a lot of it, a lot of it, a lot of it. And of course, the social media and the internet makes pro bono even amplified. Your effort in the pro bono area makes it amplified. A lot of people can see what you're doing at the same time in your virtual office. All right, and then you're communicating with them professionally as well. Do you have an email address? Do you have an email? Even if you don't have a website set up yet, but you have a domain name with which you can set up an email address, set up offices within that same domain, and send out emails. Make sure you're putting forward a professional front. Let people relate with you in that manner. All right, set up that office, and then continue to put out your content. Continue to put out your content. You also need, of course. You might not have the money to set up a big media space, but you have a phone. You can get a good phone. Get a good phone. Have times when you schedule the things that you put out and be consistent with
And
it.
if you can't afford a good phone yet, borrow.
Yeah,
There are lots of people
borrow.
around
Exactly.
you. Borrow a good phone,
Yeah.
do your thing,
Yeah.
send it
And put
online,
it out.
and return the phone to the owner.
And put it out.
If you're good enough, in a few months, you're going to be able to afford your own phone.
Yeah, and probably buy your own cameras.
Yeah.
But before you get to that phase, you have to be consistent. Consistency is key. If you're putting out content once in a month, then how much followership are you going to get? All right.
So you don't advocate sporadic,
No.
but it has to be consistent.
It has to be consistent.
Focused,
It has to be
intentional.
let people expect. Let people know when to hear from you. Yes.
Now, what are the other things that should be present on your checklist? You talked about branding structure, branding strategy. What's the organogram like of the average speaking business?
Well, the size of your organogram depends on the amount of resources that you have to expand on the business. Now, you're going to, in your speaking business, you're going to need a lot of people working with you.
Yeah.
Who
will be your team?
Who will be your team? But you can decide on what level you want to engage them. Do you want them to be permanent, or do you want them to be contract staff? Or you have a network, you have people you have friends who are graphic artists, you have friends who are editors. If you don't have the money to pay yet, you can get these people on board with you, and then you can offer them other things. All right, maybe it's free consultation or free speaking to their organization. Okay. Right? But you need people around you.
So when you say your team members,
yeah,
who are we looking at? You mentioned graphic artists.
Graphic artist. You could need a photographer.
Okay.
You could need a videographer, a cameraman, an editor.
Yeah.
People who work basically with you to project what you have to say.
To project what you have to say.
You know how to say it. They know how to project it. And then you might also need a salesperson or a PR person.
A publicist.
Yes.
Or a manager.
Yes, or a manager. For some of us, we know the technical aspect of the things that we know.
Yeah.
But how to make it into a business, we don't know.
Yeah, how to bridge.
Yes.
Between the product and the market.
Yes, exactly. So you should know yourself. If you don't have that skill, then get someone on board who can do that for you.
Now, I want to know the role of lawyers in the speaking business.
In your speaking business, you will be creating a lot of intellectual material.
True.
The things you write, the things you say, when you produce them into DVDs, CDs for distribution, you are still facing the risk of piracy.
Because it's intellectual property.
It's intellectual property. It gets copied once, and then there goes your money. All right. So you need a lawyer to help you do those copyright items, trademark, copyright issues, and of course in your company registration as well.
Yeah.
Then of course you need your lawyer when you need to draft contracts.
Because there'll be lots of contracts.
Oh yeah, there'll be lots of contracts. I mean,
those who want to commission you to come and speak at their events.
Yeah.
What other professionals or ancillary support do you require?
Just like every other organization, you're going to be dealing with money. Money is going to be paid into your account, your corporate account. So you also need an accountant. You need an account. No, you don't need to put an accountant in your office in the first instance. There are accountants who you can outsource to. Accountants, auditors, tax managers. It's still a business. The only difference is the product is the information, the content that you're giving to people.